Hi. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've moved my chair or something. This doesn't seem to get as much of me in as it used to. I don't know. Anyway, it's only the top of my head. You can't see. So, um, I don't know how many people are going to watch this. A very corrupt chief constable, which is what this is relating to, has now had over 550 views, which obviously I'm delighted with. I mean, it seems to have recently been picked up on again by some people, so I'm going to keep on advertising it. The more people I know about these people, the better. I some time ago, I had a letter from the police crime commissioner, in which they said about the emails I'd been sending them, because they were obviously really abusive and stuff. Personally, I find it quite disgusting that they're covering up for 30 years of the theft of public money, but there you go. The exact comment, as he points out, should these continue, the emails, we will need to consider whether our policy on persistent complainants should be applied, so there's the legal bit of it, or other appropriate action taken. So I didn't know what that was, to be honest, because the policy is legal. That's, this is why they talk about people who make policy, because that then becomes law. The people who make policy are MPs, because the policy is debated in the House of Commons or wherever. And so it was this other appropriate action taken, which I then responded to them that that's obviously some kind of threat, physical threat. Where else these are supposed to be policemen. So other than your legal thing of them turning up at my door and go, right, we're arresting you for persistently complaining or inappropriate language or something, what's this other appropriate action? I couldn't really determine anything from this other than they were going to wait for me down a dark alley somewhere and give me a slap. So I told them, send 4 officers, at least, because I'm pretty bloody angry at the minute with these people. So they've given me the option, and they did send me the form to investigate, because they're not recording it as a complaint. A bit like my statement against the council then, which they lost. So what they've said, they sent it to the IPCC, which they might have done. I've got to look at. I've got about 3 letters from the IPCC upstairs, which I haven't read properly yet. So the IPCC now are just not investigating things. They've just returned this to the police crime commissioner, which all right, I was saying the chief constable hadn't investigated this threat against me, but really I was complaining about the police crime commissioner. So the IPCC have now sent it back to the police crime commissioner, who I was complaining about. That's an incestuous little arrangement, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? God, independent police complaints. How is that independent? But in his explanation, his attempt at an explanation, I have emailed them and told them all this tonight. His attempt of an explanation at other action, and he's actually put the use of the term appropriate action taken. Well, it definitely says other appropriate action taken there on that side. So he's missed that sort of other word here now. Which, you know, the way he's saying that, of course, because it's all about the language of these people. He's making out like appropriate action taken is basically the only thing they said. But they have definitely said, should these continue, we will need to consider whether our policy on persistent complainants should be applied or other appropriate action taken. So get this one out here, please, guys. I mean, do start sharing this stuff, because this is threat. I'm not saying it's a death threat, but it's a threat. They've covered the legal, and they're then going on to say, oh, you know, we might do something else as well, you know. Well, I mean, what's that? Turn up and give me some happy tablets. You know, it doesn't leave much to the imagination, guys. He then goes on to patronise me to some degree. I shall start the paragraph again. The use of the term appropriate action taken in a formal letter from a public body is commonplace business language. So I'll let you argue that one amongst yourselves, whether it's a public body or a business body. Don't know. I find it inconceivable that this can have genuinely been believed by you to mean a threat to your life. Or that you could have a genuine expectancy that the Chief Constable would instigate a criminal investigation based upon that. So, really, he thinks I'm a bloody idiot. That was a mistake. I have said in the email to him that I suggest he doesn't patronise me again. So, I missed this bit before. As I have taken the decision not to record your allegation as a complaint under the Police Reform Act 2002, as I consider it to be vexatious. Oh, you know they're in trouble when they start using words like vexatious. Oh dear. You do have a right of appeal to the IPCC, yes. He does, however, point out, I would, however, emphasise my earlier point that the IPCC have already advised on this matter, so obviously telling me not to bother. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to. My mate, my friend, Jim. Who's this? Jim Hillett. Lett. Office of the Cambridgeshire Police Crime Commissioner, who do apparently have the remit to investigate the Chief Constable. I don't know why they would, they're too busy having dinner with them. I can see things, guys, that you can't see because you're not involved in the situation as I have been. A few weeks back, the Chief Constable and the Police Crime Commissioner, Graham Bright, recently stood out in Huntingdon Market Square one Wednesday, I think. Well, they wouldn't want to do it on a weekend when I was busy, would they? To try and make the point that the Chief Constable was the police and the PCC was for the public. And of course the bought and paid for local media duly splurged out everything they said. And a few weeks before that, there was a big article on Chief Constable Simon Parr. Simon Parr's illustrious career in the police force. It was illustrious. The reason being, I found out some time ago that basically, I don't know, I suppose this is probably about a year, 18 months ago I found this out, but basically from that point, 5 years prior to that, our beloved Chief Constable had in fact just been promoted to Traffic Sergeant down on the Cambridge Essex border there. Can't remember if it was Haverhill, for those of you who know it, that's where he was. And at the time he was a Traffic Sergeant, so fast forward 6 years and he's a Chief Constable. There you go. This is getting. I mean, I've pointed out to this guy in my reply, my email, that the council have now lost at least 2 senior managers because of this case. Because it was the licensing manager who left because I asked her to say, you know, where all the money had gone for the trading licenses, and also to justify that she could prove charging for the trading licenses, and so she went 10 days later. Then there was the council solicitor, Claire May, who, for putting a nasty comment on Facebook about I got banned for 12 hours. God. Although, funnily enough, it happened nearly a week after I put the comment up, so I don't know what was going on there. So at the end of the day, this is definitely another step in the right direction, because how many senior managers are the council going to lose before they start grassing people up? I mean, they can't afford to be doing this. They can't afford to be constantly re-recruiting. You know, someone is going to turn around and say something at some point. And I don't think the police realise this. The police don't realise, because of course they used to work together in the illegal operation against my mate, when the police already knew the council were breaking the law, but worked with them to decide to try and arrest him on some charges for which they had no evidence. So they're not talking anymore. No, they might be now. Don't know. Don't care. Anyway, another step in the right direction. So, please just, you know, if you watch this and you don't fancy sharing it, please just actually watch A Very Corrupt Chief Constable, which is a video I did near the beginning of the year. That gives basically the best overview of the whole situation, and this is really just another update. And plus, I hadn't done another video for a while. Let's hope that, but I just got this in the post tonight, obviously. Let's hope that video 25 is possibly one that breaks these people. Or has, you know, this is when I get the news. So, again, thank you for watching, if you stayed awake this long. Please feel free to look up Hard Harry Hard on Facebook, or The Police, The Worst Emergency Services, both of them are my groups. Please ask to join, because they're closed groups or secret groups or something. Please feel free to friend request me on Facebook. I'm under Paul Harrison Dacres now, not Paul Dacres like this is. And really, I really feel like I'm making massive progress now. Just again, because I've been through the whole situation, the ins and outs of it all, so I can kind of read between the lines with these letters. So I'm hoping we're really rallying now. You know, it would be fantastic if this was done by the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to be at this point. So, but yes, thank you for watching, and I'm now rambling on, so I shall go.